These are 30 weapons that terrorized battlefields across every theater of World War II. Let's begin. Machine guns, the psychological killers. MG42, the buzzsaw. This German machine gun, firing 7.92 by 57mm Mauser at a blistering 1,200 to 1,500 rounds per minute, earned the terrifying nickname Hitler's buzzsaw. The sound mimicked a high-speed industrial saw, creating instant psychological paralysis before bullets even arrived. The quick-change barrel allowed swapping in just 6 seconds, maintaining relentless fire. Strengths include devastating rate of fire and genius barrel swap design, allowing sustained fire indefinitely. Weaknesses are extreme ammunition consumption, burning through 250 round belts in 10 seconds, and barrel overheating, requiring frequent changes despite quick swap system. MG34, the precision predecessor. This earlier German machine gun fired the same 7.92mm cartridge at 800 to 900 rounds per minute with superior accuracy to MG42. Featuring exceptional build quality and smooth operation, it served throughout the war. Strengths include better accuracy than MG42 and excellent reliability in all conditions. Weaknesses are slower rate of fire and expensive machine construction, limiting mass production compared to stamped MG42. M1919A4 Browning, the American workhorse. This American air-cooled machine gun fired .30-06 Springfield at 400 to 600 rounds per minute from tripod mounts. Reliable but slower than German weapons, it provided steady base of fire for U.S. infantry. Strengths include rock-solid reliability and simpler barrel changes than water-cooled weapons. Weaknesses are slow rate of fire compared to German machine guns, and air cooling limiting sustained fire capability. Vickers machine gun, the British Endurance. This British water-cooled machine gun fired .303 British continuously for hours without overheating. One Vickers famously fired continuously for 7 days, consuming over 1 million rounds. Strengths include unmatched sustained fire capability from water cooling and legendary reliability. Weaknesses are extreme weight at 50 pounds with water and tripod requiring crew transport. DP-28, the Soviet pan gun. This Soviet light machine gun featured distinctive 47-round top-mounted pan magazine, firing 7.62 by 54 mm. Simple and rugged, it equipped Red Army squads throughout the war. Strengths include simple design and powerful cartridge, effective at long range. Weaknesses are awkward top-mounted magazine and slow reloading under fire, requiring complete magazine change. Tanks, the Steel Monsters. Tiger 1 heavy tank, the apex predator. This German heavy tank, weighing 60 tons, featured nearly 4 inches of frontal armor and 88mm main gun. Virtually immune to most Allied anti-tank weapons, a single Tiger could destroy entire columns of 5 or more Sherman tanks. Strengths include devastating 88mm gun and nearly impenetrable frontal armor, creating Tiger phobia among Allies. Weaknesses are extreme weight, collapsing bridges, fuel consumption limiting operational range, mechanical complexity requiring constant maintenance, and only 1,350 built, limiting strategic impact. Panther medium tank, the technical marvel. This German medium tank featured sloped armor, deflecting shells, and powerful 75mm high-velocity gun, penetrating Allied armor at extreme ranges. Weighing 45 tons, it combined firepower, protection, and mobility. Strengths include excellent sloped armor design and powerful gun, matching Tiger firepower in lighter package. Weaknesses are rushed development, causing mechanical failures, and final drive breakdowns, immobilizing tanks before enemy contact. T-34, the Soviet game changer. This Soviet medium tank revolutionized armored warfare with sloped armor, wide tracks for mobility, and 76mm gun. Produced in enormous numbers exceeding 84,000, it shocked Germans, forcing complete redesign of their armor. Strengths include innovative sloped armor, excellent mobility in mud and snow, and massive production numbers, overwhelming German forces. Weaknesses are cramped two-man turret where commander loaded gun, degrading combat effectiveness, and poor crew ergonomics. M4 Sherman, the mass production winner. This American medium tank produced in staggering numbers exceeding 50,000 units equipped Allied armies worldwide. Firing 75mm gun and weighing 33 tons, it was reliable and easy to maintain. Strengths include incredible production numbers, excellent reliability, and crew comfort compared to Soviet tanks. Weaknesses are thin armor vulnerable to German guns, tendency to catch fire earning nickname Ronson, and outgunned by Panthers and Tigers. Churchill infantry tank, the Bunker Buster. This British heavy infantry tank featured thick armor up to 6 inches and climbed obstacles other tanks could not. Slow but heavily protected, it supported infantry assaults. Strengths include exceptional armor protection and obstacle crossing ability. Weaknesses are slow speed limiting tactical flexibility and weak 75mm gun. Aircraft, terror from above. Junkers Ju-87 Stuka, the Screaming Demon. This German dive bomber featured sirens called Jericho trumpets producing terrifying scream during 90-degree dives at 370 miles per hour. The psychological impact paralyzed troops before 551-pound bombs even hit. Strengths include surgical dive bombing accuracy and psychological terror from sirens. Weaknesses are slow speed, making it easy prey for fighters, vulnerable fixed landing gear, and obsolescence once Allies achieved air superiority. B-17 Flying Fortress, the Daylight Bomber. This American heavy bomber bristling with 13.50 caliber machine guns delivered devastating daylight raids over Germany. Flying in formations of hundreds, they destroyed German industry despite horrific losses. Strengths include heavy defensive armament and ability to absorb massive damage returning home. Weaknesses are limited bomb load compared to British bombers and vulnerability to concentrated fighter attacks. Avro Lancaster, the Night Destroyer. This British heavy bomber carried up to 14,000 pounds of bombs, including massive Grand Slam earthquake bombs. Flying night missions, Lancaster formations devastated German cities. Strengths include enormous bomb-carrying capacity, double the B-17, and ability to carry specialized weapons. Weaknesses are vulnerability to night fighters and heavy crew losses. Ilyushin Il-2 Sturmovik, the Flying Tank. This Soviet ground attack aircraft featured armored bathtub protecting pilot and engine from ground fire. Armed with cannons and rockets, it devastated German armor. Strengths include unprecedented armor protection and devastating anti-tank capability. Weaknesses are vulnerability from rear attacks and poor speed. Messerschmitt Me-262, the Jet Revolution. This German jet fighter reached 540 miles per hour, over 100 miles per hour faster than any Allied propeller fighter. Armed with 4 30mm cannons, it shredded bombers. Strengths include revolutionary speed advantage and devastating firepower. Weaknesses are unreliable engines with 10-hour lifespan and vulnerability during takeoff and landing. Artillery and rockets, the long-range killers. Katyusha rocket launcher, Stalin's organ. This Soviet multiple rocket launcher mounted on trucks fired 16 5.2-inch rockets in 7 to 10 seconds, saturating vast areas. The whistling sound of dozens of rockets paralyzed German troops. Strengths include massive firepower delivered quickly, extreme mobility allowing shoot-and-scoot tactics, and cheap production allowing over 10,000 units by 1945. Weaknesses are poor accuracy against point targets and unguided rockets limiting precision. 88mm flak gun, the versatile killer. This German anti-aircraft gun became the most feared anti-tank weapon when used horizontally. High muzzle velocity allowed killing tanks at 2,187 yards before they could return fire. Strengths include devastating versatility as anti-aircraft and anti-tank weapon and flat trajectory, enabling accurate long-range shots. Weaknesses are large size, making it difficult to conceal, and vulnerability of crew when deployed. Nebelwerfer, the Screaming Mimi. This German rocket launcher fired 150mm or 210mm rockets, creating distinctive screaming sound terrifying Allied troops. 6 rockets fired in 10 seconds saturated target areas. Strengths include psychological terror from screaming rockets and devastating saturation fire. Weaknesses are smoke trail revealing position, inviting counter-battery fire, and poor accuracy. V-2 rocket, the vengeance weapon. This German ballistic missile reached space traveling at 3,580 miles per hour, carrying 1-ton warhead. Hitting London without warning, it was unstoppable by any defense. Strengths include being world's first ballistic missile and impossible to intercept. Weaknesses are poor accuracy, extremely expensive production, and 1-ton warhead too small for strategic impact. Karl Gerät, the siege mortar. This German self-propelled siege mortar fired 600mm shells weighing 2 tons, penetrating 2.5 meters of concrete. Only 7 existed, used against strongest fortifications. Strengths include devastating bunker-busting capability. Weaknesses are glacial speed, requiring crane to load single shell, and strategic uselessness despite impressive engineering. Infantry weapons, the soldier's tools. Panzerfaust, the tank terror. This German disposable anti-tank weapon gave infantry cheap, effective means to destroy tanks. Firing shaped charge warhead penetrating 200 millimeters of armor at 100 yards, it terrified Allied tank crews. Strengths include simple operation, devastating effectiveness, and cheap mass production, arming entire units. Weaknesses are single-shot disposable design, dangerous backblast, and short effective range. M1 Bazooka, the American tank killer. This American rocket launcher fired 2.36-inch rockets with shaped charge warheads, giving infantry fighting chance against armor. Weighing just 13 pounds, 2-man teams could maneuver and fire. Strengths include portability and revolutionary shaped charge technology. Weaknesses are limited penetration against heavy German armor and backblast, revealing position. PIT, the British spring gun. This British anti-tank weapon used powerful spring-launching bombs without revealing backblast. Effective in confined spaces where backblast weapons could not operate. Strengths include no backblast and effectiveness in urban combat. Weaknesses are brutal recoil, difficult cocking requiring strength, and short range. M2 Flamethrower, the cave clearer. This American flamethrower firing streams of burning gasoline reaching 131 feet at 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit, cleared Japanese cave positions. Flowing around corners and consuming oxygen, it forced surrender or death. Strengths include devastating effectiveness against fortifications and psychological terror. Weaknesses are extreme danger to operator, making them priority targets. Limited fuel for 8 to 10 seconds firing, and weight of 70 pounds. Naval weapons, the ocean killers. Type 93 Long Lance Torpedo, the silent assassin. This Japanese torpedo, using pure oxygen propulsion, left no bubble trail, traveling at 49 knots to 25 miles. Carrying 1,080-pound warhead, it sank ships from invisible range. Strengths include revolutionary oxygen propulsion, eliminating wake, extreme range, and high speed. Weaknesses are extreme danger of oxygen explosions, sinking Japanese ships, and complexity of oxygen system. Type 93 U-boat, the Atlantic Wolf. This German submarine hunted Allied convoys in wolf packs, strangling Britain's supply lines. Silent diesel-electric propulsion allowed surprise attacks. Strengths include devastating effectiveness, nearly starving Britain and forcing convoy system. Weaknesses are vulnerability to depth charges, aircraft patrols, and radar detection, ending effectiveness by 1943. Mark 14 Torpedo, the flawed weapon. This American submarine torpedo suffered catastrophic failures with defective magnetic detonators and depth keeping. Fixed by 1943, it then devastated Japanese merchant fleet. Strengths include devastating effectiveness once fixed, sinking Japanese economy. Weaknesses are catastrophic initial failures, wasting opportunities, and requiring 2 years to fix known problems. Special weapons, the game changers. Proximity fuse, the smart shell. This American invention used radio waves, detonating shells near aircraft without direct hits. Revolutionizing anti-aircraft warfare, it increased effectiveness 5-fold. Strengths include revolutionary technology and devastating effectiveness against aircraft and infantry. Weaknesses are expensive production and vulnerability to jamming. Enigma machine, the code maker. This German encryption device created codes Germans believed unbreakable, protecting all communications. British breaking Enigma at Bletchley Park shortened war by years. Strengths include complex encryption and German confidence in security. Weaknesses are complete compromise by allies and German failure to realize codes were broken. Atomic bomb, the war ender. This American weapon released energy equivalent to 15,000 and 21,000 tons of TNT, destroying Hiroshima and Nagasaki in microseconds. Temperatures exceeding millions of degrees vaporized humans, leaving only shadows. Strengths include ending war instantly and establishing American dominance. Weaknesses are radiation poisoning, killing for decades, moral cost of civilian deaths, and beginning nuclear age threatening human extinction. Conclusion: from machine guns to atomic bombs, these 30 weapons defined World War II through terror, innovation, and unimaginable destruction.